It's Sunday morning and I don't know exactly how late it is, and there are days which start the nastiest possible way. Not only that my coffee machine broke down and I need to go to the baker's shop to get ready coffee for breakfast, also my Jean Marcel is no longer on the wrist. Hello and welcome to Watch Maxie's Watch Videos. My name is Axel and I'm glad to have you on the show. 1 week on the wrist, that's my format which always comes up when I have a new watch, and so I have today. On my wrist is the Jean Marcel Accuracy, which arrived a couple of days ago, but I didn't want to wear the watch before I did the review. And as you can see here in the background, I have my review video set up. So I did take the footage for the Jean Marcel Accuracy, and I also did take the footage for the Corazon del Mar, the watch of Markus Finger, the German watch YouTuber Uhrenratgeber. Yeah, that's my day one. I'm going to wear the watch for a full week and do take impressions of what I think is good, what is bad, what I recognize and anticipate over a week for a full week. But before that, I'm going to release the detailed review of the Accuracy, since in the 1 week on the wrist I don't do pretty much of a review style, more of an impression style, and that's what I'm going to do. Tonight will start day one. By the way, it's Wednesday today, with a short introduction followed by a couple of days with my live and unfiltered impressions. It's Wednesday night, day one of my 1 week on the wrist. I just had my last dog walk. It's about 10 to 12 in the night, and the Jean Marcel is still on my wrist. Today I took quite some footage of watches for upcoming videos, so I think I haven't been able to concentrate too much on my dog. On my watch. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted because I hear some side noise. It's my dog licking the paws and getting ready for the night, and that kind of distracts my attention from the video. So sorry for that. So back to the watch talk. I did some footage today for upcoming videos, so I may not have been totally focused to the Jean Marcel, but there are two things I already can mention. I'm getting older and I'm not used to switch too fast to new hands, particularly to the new form of the hands, and the Jean Marcel has a special form of the hands I don't have with any other watch in my collection, and it takes a tittle longer to identify the right time, and currently I think it's caused by the shape and form of the hands, but I'm going to have a closer look over the week. And the second point is that this is one of the very rare watches where the strap is either too close or too wide. Although the holes in the strap are not extremely wide, but I can't really get it to a position which feels comfortable for me. So it's either the light weight of the watch or the special shape. This is a second point I'm going to have a closer look over the week. It's Thursday, day 2 of my 1 week on the wrist, and the Jean Marcel is still on my wrist. What can I say? Oh, what a night. My dog had problems with her stomach and so on, and she called me out twice this night, one at 2 o'clock and the other at 4 o'clock in the night. So I went out into the cold, dark, rainy weather, and it definitely was no pleasure. On the other hand, I'm really thankful that she did call me out and did not use our flat for whatever was needed. So it's good, but it's not perfect. What can I say about the watch? I like the watch. It's not the style I usually have on my wrist, and that's exactly the reason why I wanted to have that particular watch. I like the design, and I think now you can see a little bit better the light blue. Maybe I try to take some footage over the next coming days outside with natural light and hope you can see better then. The hands have luminescent color, not pretty much, but enough to read the time. However, the indexes don't have any lumen, so it takes some time to read the time. It is possible, and it is sufficient for a dresser, but not more than that. It's Thursday evening. Well, actually, it's Friday morning. It's about 12:30 in the night, and the Jean Marcel is still on my wrist. I'm totally tired and exhausted after the last night with really short periods of sleep, but I did take the footage of 2 other videos. I cut 2 videos tonight, and I prepared my German watch quiz, created the questions, prepared the slides, and so on and so forth. So today I don't think I'm going to talk a lot about the Jean Marcel. What I can say, it is still on my wrist. It's a very comfortable wrist. It's not at all heavy, it's not at all thick, and I really do like it. It's a very comfortable watch on the wrist. I do hope that I can take some more footage tomorrow, both in terms of daylight shots and what I think even more interesting is to show you the so-called mystery logo of Jean Marcel's. It's Friday morning. It's about 5 minutes to 9:30, and the Jean Marcel is still on my wrist. It's freaking cold, to be honest. I'm gonna show you this on my balcony table, but I'm quite happy. I slept very well. I slept long, and I definitely needed that. And I'm going to show you some additional footage of the Jean Marcel in daylight conditions, and I hope I can show you the gorgeous blue of the dial. I forgot to say I bought the watch in the course of the Black Friday week, and I paid €371.75, which is an absolutely fair price, I think. And the watch is delivered with an additional brown leather strap, which is quite nice. And as you can see, the table is frozen. It's really cold outside, so I need to go in and have my coffee and start my work. It's Friday night. It's 12:15, and I thought I'd gonna talk about a little bit about the tech specs of the watch, just to share with you some more details about the Jean Marcel accuracy, which is still on my wrist. The watch has a diameter of 41 millimeter and a thickness of just 8.5 millimeter and a lug width of 20 millimeter. What I really like is that the second hand nearly always meets the indices. It's not always 100%, but for me it's quite accurate, and I really do like it. It's a really nice fit and nothing I would complain about. The watch is water resistant up to 100 meter, and as a movement we have a quartz movement, the ETA F06.411 in the COSC certification. Jean Marcel states the watch has a deviation of 6 or less seconds a year, which means about half a second per month, which is basically not measurable. I'm really curious to see how the watch does over time. What I also find very interesting is the glass, which is built into the watch. It's in German you would say aluminium Sikalat glass. I think it may translate into somewhat of alloy Sikalat. I don't know exactly what it is in English, but there is a trade name for it, and that's Gorilla Glass. And that's the kind of glass which is often used in smartphone and mobile phone displays. It can be formed when it's hot and warm, so it doesn't need to be drilled in place. It is harder than standard mineral crystal, but not as hard as sapphire crystal. So I'm totally excited to see how well it does over time, and I hope I don't have to report any negative impression within the first week, and I hope it does pretty well for more than 1 week and much longer than that. It's Saturday night. We have about 10:22 and my Jean Marcel is still on my wrist. This morning I intended to start the day, talk about that I am not at all a winter guy. I hate cold and rainy weather. I took some footage and I wanted to talk about all that. And while I was out walking the dog, I received a call that we had an issue, a kind of fire drill in the office. I needed to go to the office. I was about 3/4 of the day at the office, so I just didn't have any time to take and complete my morning footage. So I'll show it to you right now, and what I want to do in addition to that, show you the box and the additional strap which was delivered together with the Jean Marcel. Some of you wrote into the comments that you would like to see the box, and before I store it away in the cellar and forget it, I just take some footage of it and show it to you. For me, actually, the package, the box, is the least important part of a watch. And even those very expensive, big, bulky, cupboard-like boxes, I don't like them. They just consume space when storing away without adding any value to the watch. So I personally would actually like to receive watches always in tiny, small, and not too expensive boxes, because I want to spend money for the watch, the service, the quality, and not for a box, which I store away anyway. Tomorrow I take some additional and more detailed footage of the watch and share further impressions with you. It's Sunday morning and I don't know exactly how late it is, and there are days which start the nastiest possible way. Not only that my coffee machine broke down and I need to go to the baker's shop to get ready coffee for breakfast, also my Jean Marcel is no longer on the wrist. Yeah, that's the result when you buy watches which look great and show it to your wife. Come on, give me your arm. I like this. It's on my wife's wrist, the Jean Marcel. Yeah, get it away. Once I've got the coffee, I get into an infight with my wife and see if I get my watch back to show it to you over the rest of the week. It's Sunday, it's 4:45 and my Jean Marcel is still on my wrist. Today my target, my objective of the day was to go into the woods and harvest some fat wood. The weather was not so good, so I didn't walk too deep into the wilder woods and the wilder forest. I stayed pretty close towards the main routes, the main ways, and to the left and to the right I could see that more people than I have been looking for fat wood. So the roots have been really cut down and the deadwood tribes have been cut down. So it was really hard. I was looking for quite some time. I think it was 45 minutes, and I didn't find much. All I found was It's not really fat wood, but it's wood which is good enough to get my oven running. So I'm not totally disappointed, but I would have been happier if I had found some real fat wood. When I go out for tours like this, I always take one of my most favorite backpacks. It's the Maxpedition Falcon 2 and my lightweight gear. So I have the Mora Companion here. It's a $15 knife with a Scandi grind. Absolutely great. Not much to complain about. I have the Fiskars folding saw. Not too heavy. Fits into the backpack. And a really small but handy and sharp tool. That's what I take when I go out for an hour, 2 or 3, to look for some fat wood and combine this with walking my dog. Of course, the Jean Marcel has been on the wrist. I know it's a dresser, but my watches have to stand what I stand, and I usually don't switch too much when I go out and doing some bushcraft work and with a saw or with this tool. My watches have to stand that, and it hasn't been a problem for many years. So why should it be a problem now? Watches are much more robust than most of us think, and that's why my watches keep on my wrist most of my time. Yeah, that has been my day-to-day, and I look forward to the next one. It's a Monday night. It's about 11:45, and as you can see, my Jean Marcel is still on my wrist. I changed today to the brown strap, as you can see, and I have to say the Jean Marcel is not a watch which is extremely versatile in terms of changing straps. The light blue, grayish blue dial limits the straps you can use. The dark brown currently on the watch is great. The gray one I had on the watch previously is also great. But a couple of my straps, which I thought might fit to the watch, don't really work well. The tool which Jean Marcel delivers with the watch is a tiny one, but it works. I changed the strap with that tool, as you can see in the pictures. I actually prefer the bigger tools with the slightly thicker grip, a little bit longer, so this is more convenient for my hands, which are not used to do this kind of fine craftsman's work. But it works, and it's for free, so no reason to complain. It does what it's designed for, but I personally prefer a more comfortable way. Yeah, as you can see, I'm here on my balcony. Behind me is the park view, and it's starting to rain or a wet snow. But I'm outside to show you one thing for which the watch needs to get cold, and I hope it works. I try to do it again. At the 12 o'clock, yeah, here it is, quite well visible. And again. It's Tuesday, day 7 of my 1 week on the wrist, and my Jean Marcel is still on my wrist. As you can see, I have the dark brown leather strap on the watch, and I think that's a really good choice because it creates a nice contrast to the light blue dial of the watch. Absolutely great. And I think both straps, the dark brown and the grayish ones, are great choices for this watch. Yeah, the last day is always time to make a summary about the watch, and I can say it is a watch which I really do like, and over the whole week I didn't have for a single day a single thought to change the watch. Usually I change any 2, 3 or 4 days, and with that watch I didn't have a single thought to change the watch, and This may be partially because it's a pretty flat watch, it's a pretty lightweight watch, so you don't notice the watch on your wrist over the day, so you don't feel, oh, yeah, that's my watch. Oh, by the way, watch, I have a couple of other watches so I could switch. Not a single case. Price-wise, the recommended retail price currently is at €495, which is at the upper end, I feel. I bought it in the Black Friday week for €371.25, which is pretty okay as far as I'm concerned. In particular, as we have a COSC certified high-end quartz movement. The readability overnight is okay-ish. I can read the time, but I do have many watches which can do it much better. So that's definitely not a reason to buy the watch or not to buy the watch. It is there. It kind of works, but it doesn't work well. But it's a dresser, so I'm okay with that. I don't expect a torch-like luma on a dresser, so that's pretty fine for me. The crystal worked fine, and at the beginning of the week I checked the accuracy, but with a high-end quartz movement COSC certified and a promised deviation of less than 6 seconds a year or half a second a month. Expectedly, I didn't see any deviation over the first 2 or 3 days, and then I gave up because by visual and sight control you won't notice an 1/8 of a second per week deviation. I can't see that, so I gave it up. It's a really precise watch, and that's the takeaway for me. One thing I would like to mention, 2 or 3 days ago I talked about my walking in the wood with a dog to harvest some fatwood. And after that I talked to some friends about fatwood, and they, what's that? What's fatwood? What are you talking about? Looking at me and talking fatwood. Okay, fatwood is a certain wood. It's predominantly from pines. And if they fall over after a storm or they are hurt, the roots really pump resin into the tree, and you can find roots or dead trees close to the dead tribes close to the tree with pretty much resin in it. And if you cut the root or the tribe, you see it is really brown, dark red in the inside, caused by the natural resin, and it incredibly intensively smells like pine. And this is called fat wood, fat by natural resin. It burns extremely well, extremely long lasting, so you can use it to fire your barbecue, your oven, or things like that. Or if you go out to do some bushcraft and need to make fire with a ferro rod, you can use this. There are certain techniques. It would be too much at this point, but that's fat wood. So sorry for being misleading at the day when I mentioned that. I thought it would be a phrase which is pretty well known. Thank you very much for watching my video. Leave a comment what you think about the watch. Stay safe, enjoy your watches, and look forward to my next videos. Cheers, Axel.